Hi there, I'd like to show you how to make the second person. A little bit challenging, but slowly but surely. I may end up doing a few videos of this, so we'll see how that goes. So the first thing I need to do is to slide this on over, and I'll use the dimensions that they have, and some I've had to come up with myself. And so we'll go ahead and get Autodesk Inventor up and running. There we go. And we'll go with New, and English, and Standard, and Create. 2D Sketch, XY Plane. What I'm going to start out with first of all is the base. And even the base can be kind of tricky based on the information that we were given. But we could use, I used trigonometry to figure it out, and I used cosine to figure it out. But you can figure it out just by drawing it as well. And so I'm going to show you that. That makes it a little bit easier. So the first thing we want to do is just start out with a line going straight up at 90 degrees. And we can say that that's a little over an inch is fine. I'm going to trim off what we don't need. So that's good. And then somewhere towards the center, I'm going to just make sure and click on that line and go straight across. And that does need to be a specific distance. That needs to be 0.556, and then hit enter. There we go, and escape. And now what I'm going to do is use the line function again. I'm going to go here, and we want to go at an angle, but what angle exactly do we want to go at is the question. So if you go all the way here, that's 180. This needs to be 30 degrees, so the angle needs to be at 150. And I'm just going to have it actually go past the line. So type, and let's hit tab, and then we'll type in 150, and that would be 30 degrees. And then we'll hit escape. And so we've got that done. There is one other thing that, well, let me go ahead and just delete these different dimensions so that I can trim off what I want to trim off here. So we'll get rid of a couple things here. We'll trim that off, we'll trim this off, we'll trim this off, and then we'll trim this off as well. That way what we can do is we go from here to the end. We can dimension that, and you'll notice that says it's at 0.321. And so what we're going to do, we can just click on that, that's good, and then we're just going to add that much to the bottom side. So we'll go there, and we'll go straight down, and that needs to be 0.321. Of course, together that would be, what was that, 0.642. I believe that's right, yeah, 0.642. And then we'll hit escape, and we'll do one more line. And if this is correct, that line will be 0.642. And it is, so we'll click right there, and that's awesome. Now, we can go ahead and delete these. I do want to get rid of that middle line, and so we'll just trim that out of the center, and there we have our triangle. So with that one dimension, we were able to get the triangle made. Okay, so we're going to finish that sketch, and we want to extrude that out 0.32. So we'll go extrude, not 1 inch, but 0.32, and then click OK. And we have a good start there. We've got the base working, and then now we'll want to put in some oval circles in the center of that base, or as close as we can to the center. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go over one side, and we're going to create a sketch on that side. Now the difficulty is trying to figure out where to put that oval, how to find a center here. And they do want you to use the center of that triangle. So probably the easiest way to do that is to draw some lines straight from each corner, perpendicular to this side, and then we should be able to find the center of the triangle. So let's go ahead and do that by using construction lines. And we'll go up to line, and we'll start right here. Make sure it's a green round circle, go straight down. And that needs to be at 60 degrees and 0.556. So let's click right there, and that's good. This next one is going to be a little bit easier. And we can go straight across here. Just make sure you're at 180 degrees and it's 0.556, and it is, so click right there. You can see what I'm doing. I'm just making a spot where the center will be. And there we go. So now it's pretty clear where the center is, right where they all cross. And from there, we can make those ovals. So let me turn off the construction line, and I do want to establish a point right there. Little yellow X kind of marks the spot. Okay, so with that in mind, now we just want to make a rectangle in which the oval can fit inside. And so in order to do that, let's go back up to construction lines. And we will be using the rectangle that has a 2-point center. 2-point center rectangle. You'll find that center piece. And then we just need to make it the longer of the two on the top. In this case, 0.250 tab. And the other number is 0.210. And then hit enter. And that's really good. So we've done a lot of construction lines to get to this point where we can make an oval on there, or the ellipse. And we'll click on that. And go straight up until it hits the line, turns green, good, click. And same with the other side, and click. And now we do have that drawn, and that's good. We can finish the sketch. Okay, now what we want to do from there is we want to do an offset plane. And that offset plane needs to be 0.284 away from there. So we're going to go up to plane and do offset plane. Now we're going to click on this side. And it's going to ask us how much, and we're going to put in 0.284 and then hit enter. There we go. And then we will want to create a sketch on that offset plane. Then we're going to loft this. We're going to do this several times on this particular drawing. And so what we're going to do is, we've already created a sketch. So now it's just a matter of establishing that rectangle. I do want to project geometry. We've got to get that center piece projected. There we go. So we've got that. And I just feel better about making sure that we've got that identified. There we go. And then we'll use construction line. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing, and I can see what I'm doing. Go with the rectangle. There it turns green. And that rectangle, the larger number, is 0.280, and then tab, and the other one is 0.220, and then hit enter. And there you go. There we go. So now we'll just go ahead and go to the ellipse. Go from here straight up till that turns green. Click. Oh, but I've still got it on construction line, so I want to turn that off. You can always draw over the construction line, but I caught it in time where I'm just going to go from there to here, and then hit escape. We're going to finish the sketch, and we will use the loft. And so the first thing we'll use, we can click right there, and we'll add, and we'll click right there, and that will loft those two together. But you do have to have a drawing on both sides. You can't just loft it to a material. It has to have a drawing on there. Okay, so we're going to click OK on that, and we can go ahead and just get rid of visibility on that plane. And you can see we've started to work on the bottom, and it's coming along quite nicely. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I do want to save this, and I'm going to save it as person 2. And I've already done this once before, so I'm going to go to 2 so that I can actually save it right here at this spot. All right. So that is all I'm going to cover in this video, but there will be more to come.